Hey, Alex and Seth, thanks for doing this. First of all, did you guys happen to watch any of the match that just concluded, and what are your thoughts on getting to face Ahly?
Yeah, we saw the full game. They're an experienced team in this tournament, so we know what they bring um, in terms of what they can show in this tournament. But in that game, Auckland, they definitely showed that they can play through things, and we think that we can exploit them in some things. They're very dangerous in the counter. They like to whip in a lot of balls, so we definitely got to be strong in the back line, making sure that we don't give up anything easy on them. If they're going to score on us, they're going to have to earn it. So we're definitely going to have to prepare for an intense game, but we certainly can catch them on the counter and look to unbalance them in that way.
Steph, this is for you. This is Brian Strauss from Sports Illustrated. I wonder if there's something to the idea that tournaments take a while to figure out. The Sounders took a while to sort of knock down the door of MLS Cup. There were a lot of runs in CCL that ended early before you guys kind of figured that out. And now you're embarking on this journey for the first time. It took Mexican clubs years to get to the Club World Cup final, right? Mm-hmm. Is there something about a new competition, the rhythm of it, the opponents, that a team kind of has to kind of get a feel for before it's successful? And if so, sort of what are the reasonable expectations for this event? Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I mean, I can tell you from experience, when you first get to playing CONCACAF, there's numerous challenges that you first have to kind of get used to. The different environments, different play styles, completely different stadiums.
That cut out for me. Sorry, Steph. That cut out for me. I apologize.
No worries. I was saying, it's a great question. I think in CONCACAF already you totally kind of make that experience of when you're new to it. The different kind of opponent that plays completely different. You travel to places like Nicaragua. Different infrastructure, different stadiums, different weather. So all those things, I think, when you've never experienced those, it's a very, very difficult to be successful, obviously. So this will be no less a challenge in that regard. We're facing teams that we're not familiar with the way they play. We know that they're a good side. We've watched tape on them. We've seen them play tonight. They're definitely a very good team, but that still doesn't really translate. Having faced an opponent that plays that certain way numerous times definitely helps. It gives you that experience. So sometimes with tournaments, it's you want to have a bit of experience, and then you kind of want to find your way into it. I feel like last year with us in CONCACAF, we had okay results in the beginning, and we grew as the tournament went on. In a knockout phase right away like this, there's no room for error. We have to be able to bring a result onto the table right away for us to move on and go to the next round. So we've tried to work hard in preseason to make sure we're ready, but it'll be a challenge nonetheless for sure.
How much pressure does that represent? And is it about just getting a result or the style of play of being a protagonist? What do you think will make the biggest impact when it comes to this game?
No, I don't think we look at it that way as a team. I think we earned the right to be here. We took on CONCACAF as one of the top MLS teams, and we played good football. We played against some tough teams, so we definitely earned our spot to be here. And I think moving forward, we're looking at this competition to go in there and play as good as we can, so that way we move on to the next round. Like Steph mentioned, it's a knockout phase, so we can't take things for granted. We can't lose sight of what one mistake can do for our team, and then vice versa, what one opportunity can do for our team as we move forward in this tournament. And I think we were taking day by day with preseason here, looking to improve every day on the things that we need to solidify in terms of our strengths, and then looking at our weaknesses and improving those in any way we can.
In a way, it's the beauty of this tournament, right? Because in the perfect world, everybody thinks that the better team is the one that's going to be in charge and controlling the game all along. But these are going to be different styles clashing, and styles that haven't really faced each other before. So both teams really figuring each other out. But we've shown in the past that we can absorb pressure and be lethal and very effective quickly on counters. And so yes, I think we want to be successful. We don't necessarily want to play for the sake of playing and controlling for the sake of controlling. We want to be effective and win the game. And then it'll be interesting to see how that game plans out.
All right, we'll go to Doug McIntyre next. Doug, go ahead.
Thanks, Alex. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it, guys. Doug McIntyre from Fox Sports. I know you're not looking past Saturday's match. Ahly was a good team. You have a lot of respect for them, clearly. But how do you not look past them, knowing that you get to play Real Madrid, a team of that caliber, if you're successful, if you reach the semifinals? For both of you, please. Thanks again.
We definitely don't look past Ahly. They're, like Alex mentioned, they're a very experienced team in this tournament alone. I think they've gone to third the past 3 times or whatnot. So they're very experienced. We were talking about before, this is their first time for an MLS side, and for us to be part of this, for them, this is charted territory. So we know we have to give them the utmost respect. If we do find ourselves, moving forward, it's an incredible opportunity. I've been fortunate enough to play against Real Madrid twice, both in friendlies, once in a friendly with Toronto and once with All-Star game, but they're friendlies, right? And so for an MLS team to have the opportunity to play against arguably the best team in the world for something meaningful is a privilege. It's an honor, and I think we sense that, and we want to win against Ahly so that we can showcase our skill against such a huge opponent.
All right, next question will go over to Masvidal Moreira. Maz, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, and either one of you can take this. So when that whistle blows, it'll be 11-on-11, right? Everything else is out the window. How important is that first 20 minutes, and then overcoming adversity? Rarely does a team play a perfect game, a soccer game. A little bit more to what you said, Steph, just the importance of playing good fundamental soccer the first 20 and overcoming some adversity and the ability to impose your will on the other team and try to get a result.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was shown in that game that we saw tonight against Auckland. They came out with some confidence, played first 20 minutes. We thought they were the better side. Maybe they didn't have the better opportunities, but they were controlling the tempo, dictating what they wanted to do. And then the goal falls just before halftime. So I think those mental mistakes, especially in moments like that where you're trying to close out a half, is crucial to the success that you're going to have in this tournament. And I think if we can be sharp in those moments, there's endless possibilities of where we can take this. But I think for us is certainly coming out with the confidence that we can play, controlling our success and our destiny is very important, but at the same time is not losing focus of those weak areas where we're trying to close out a half or anything like that, where we might give up a mistake and that leads to a goal for them.
And if I can sneak one in for Steph, on that same vein, then how important is that? They're not rookies, right? Your back line is obviously experienced, has been big stage, but just how important is it for them to be sharp from the beginning, because you guys like to play from the back?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna kind of figure out what the game has to offer, how the game is being played. I think we've tried to make sure that we're maybe not so one-sided as we were maybe in the past. We've worked on that a little bit in the preseason to be able to read games, adapt to games, and then play a bit more efficiently. But yeah, we'll see. I think when you're a little kid and you kind of start games, you always say, "Hey, get everybody a pass, have everybody get a chance to find a way into the game." I think it's something like that even at our level. When the butterflies are going and whoa, it's like the first meaningful game. Can I maybe set can I set Alex up for success with the first pass? Can I not put him in a pickle? Can I give them something easy so that you can find a way into the game? Can I keep it simple for myself so I can find a way into the game? That all those things are, the first 10 minutes is crucial, because if we turn over the ball too easily and make silly mistakes in the first 10 minutes, that sets the tone, right? An opponent of that caliber will smell blood, and it's not going to be an easy half for you. So we're aware of that. We're going to try to make sure that we give everybody the best chance to find a way into the game, and then be able to showcase what they can do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go next over to Marissa Laura. Marissa, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. This question is for Alex Roldan in Spanish, if it is possible, because it's for ESPN Deportes. Alex, what do you think about the strikers of Ahly? They are so fast. Si puedes contestar en español, te lo agradecería, Alex.
Sí, pues vi el juego y pienso que los delanteros juegan a alta calidad, y una cosa que yo vi en el juego es que el movimiento de ellos es muy bien, saben cómo mover atrás de la línea de defensa, y tenemos que tratar de no dejar que los delanteros encuentren esos lugares de espacio. Los huecos van a ser muy importantes para nosotros, para quitar esos espacios, y yo creo que tenemos que darle confianza también a nosotros, a nuestro portero, y limitar todas las oportunidades que tienen para los delanteros que no tienen que tirar, y yo creo que haciendo eso vamos a crecer en el juego, y saber con la confianza que no le vamos a dar muchas oportunidades podemos hacer el partido muy difícil para los delanteros.
Thank you so much. Gracias.
Alex, should I?
Yes, please.
The translation then. Yes, I've watched the match. I noticed the attacking players and their quality. I've noticed their movements. They're very good about moving behind the defensive lines. So it'll be very important for us not to allow that space. It'll be important for us to close that space. Also to give confidence to our goalkeeper that we are limiting their opportunities, limiting their shots. And with that, we can grow in the match with that confidence that we are not allowing opportunities and growing on the match ourselves.
Thank you for that, Bob. Okay, next question will go over to Jackson Feltz. Jackson, go ahead.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, guys. Would love both of your takes on this. And obviously, you both are very accustomed to playing big tournament games. At the starts of seasons, usually you guys have a few preseason games before you're able to start playing that. So, comparing right now, preparing for a match Saturday compared to, say, CONCACAF last year or CONCACAF in years prior, how fit and how prepared do you both feel to go put out 90 plus perhaps minutes out there on Saturday with only 2 total preseason games for the club?
I'm not ready at all, Jackson. No, I think obviously we're all going to say that we're ready, but what I can tell you is it obviously was a shortened preseason. Sometimes in the past we would report on January 19th or 20th, something like that, and here we are, we reported in beginning of January, and so I think the off season was crucial. That players really took that and were professional about it. And from what I saw, I was very impressed. Guys came in very sharp, very fit, hungry, and so that kind of gave us a boost and gave us a head start, if you will. But we definitely needed that head start with the condensed preseason. So, we had a couple of scrimmages amongst ourselves. In different scenery as well. One was at Lumen, so that just to kind of throw you off a little bit. It's not all on the training field. And then obviously we had a couple of games down here against some quality opponents, and also opponents that play completely different. So it gave us a different look, and that was good. But at some point, it's just going to have to, you can't get ready anyways without actually just getting thrown in, right? Preseason is sometimes really nice because you can play pressure free. You can try things. You can focus on getting fitness, on working on things. But when games come along, the pressure is there. And things are now at stake, and the only way that you can be ready is when that moment arrives, and you can look back and say, I've done everything I can, and then you trust in your abilities and the abilities of your teammates, and you move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I would just echo what Steph just said. It's been a funky schedule to start off. Like he said, in a normal year, I think this would be just past week 1 for us, heading into MLS preseason. But we're not using that as an excuse. Like he's just said, sometimes you have to be thrown into the fire to see what you're made of. And I think the big thing for us in this game, in this first competitive game, is finding the right moments to kind of catch your breath, finding the right moments to make the right decision. Those really make up a big part of how your fitness plays out in a game. I know from previous games on this team, sometimes we kind of are our worst own enemy. We give the ball away, and so we're getting even more tired. So I think in this game for sure, we need to find the right moments to slow the game down. But at the same time, we're not going to go out there and just try to last 90 minutes. We're going to go out there and play those full 90 minutes with aggression and try to come out with a win. So to your point, yeah, I think we need to sometimes be thrown out there just to see how we can hold on to that pressure, like he just said, but finding the right moments to catch your breath is going to be a huge part of this game.
All right, we have a few more. We'll try to get through everybody. Felipe Maqueda, please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Alex. La pregunta es para Alex. Alex, ahora que sabemos qué equipo van a jugar, ¿qué es lo que le viste al equipo egipcio que es peligroso para el equipo de Seattle Sounders? La segunda es, esta es una vitrina muy grande no solo para los equipos, para los clubes, para el área, pero también para los jugadores. ¿Eso hace que tú cambies tu forma de jugar? Y otra pregunta para Steph. Saturday, a lot of fans are going to be watching you or listening, watching the game or listening to the game, but also a lot of people is going to show up at the Seattle Center. I'm pretty sure it's going to be packed. What will be the message for the fans here in Seattle?
You want me to answer first? En el juego que vi hoy, el equipo hace muchos centros y creo que va a ser un gran parte del juego que nosotros tenemos que limitar. Es una de las cosas que puede ser tan difícil en un juego tan importante, pero tenemos que estar muy fuertes atrás, la línea defensiva. Y como dije antes, los delanteros han encontrado muy bien huecos y el espacio atrás, y solo tenemos que limitar eso y aprovechar en contra, llegar al marco de ellos y ponerle muy difícil para el portero, para ellos. Y también para la segunda pregunta, yo creo que en este torneo, aunque es un torneo muy grande, no creo que tenemos que cambiar el estilo del juego de nosotros. Nosotros vamos a venir aquí sabiendo cómo jugamos nosotros y sabemos que con la confianza que tenemos nosotros en cómo jugamos, vamos a salir adelante y yo creo que eso nos va a ayudar mucho.
Bob, before you translate, Steph, do you want to go ahead and answer your portion of it?
Yeah, I'll do it in English, sorry. To the fans, I would just say, congratulations. Thank you so much for all the support that you've shown us. But I would say congrats. This is the world stage that we're playing at, and it's something to be proud of. I think as a Seattleite, as a Sounders fan, we're proud of it. It's a massive achievement, but we're doing everything to obviously also make you proud in how we're going to be playing on the weekend, and hopefully give you guys a good game.
Bob, over to you.
Sure. Question by question. And the first question was, now that you've watched this match, what do you see from the Egyptian team? What can be dangerous to the Sounders? The answer. In this match that I've watched, I noticed that they do lots of crosses to the center. That's one of the part of the match that we should limit, try to limit that part of the play style. It's definitely an important match, so we need to be strong in the defensive back line. As I mentioned before, the attackers also manage to find spaces, so we also need to limit that type of space and hopefully find the opportunities for counters, bring it to their side and put pressure on their goalkeeper. The second question, being such an important tournament, giving exposure to the club, to the league, but also to the players, does that influence and mean you would change the style of play each player? The answer, indeed, it's a very important tournament, but there's no need to change the style per se. We arrive here knowing how we play, what things that we do well, and it'll be a matter of having confidence in how we play, find our way in the match, and achieve success.
Bob, great work as always. Thank you very much. We'll go over to Saeed Nabawi next.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Hello everyone, I'm Saeed Nabawi, Egyptian journalist. I have a question for you both players. What is your impression on Ahly performance today?
I think he might be frozen. Is anyone else getting that?
Yeah.
I think let's take the first part of the question, guys, and impressions on
how they
the team
perform
tonight.
Yeah. I think we talked about it already. I think they obviously a quality side. Ahly look good. I think they have numerous players who are technically very gifted. In particular, I think both of their outside backs are very attacking minded, putting in a lot of crosses, as Alex has mentioned. They're not afraid to take on players. We saw a lot of overlaps and underlaps, so really tracking our runs is going to be massive. But yeah, the biggest thing for me was you could see there's tons of quality on the pitch there. You know, they have lots of players who are technically very, very gifted and not afraid to show it. So we're really going to have to make it as difficult and as uncomfortable for them as possible.
All right, we'll do the last two here, and thank you to everyone for your time. Manuel Medina, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, it's gonna be in Spanish for Alex. Hola Alex, Manuel Medina de TG Sports. Siempre comparamos las ligas, ¿no? La MLS con la Liga MX. En este caso, ahora tenemos un torneo como el Mundial de Clubes, donde la comparación se puede hacer ya en el campo, ¿no? La Liga MX ya tuvo equipos que llegaron a la final, como Tigres, contra el Bayern de Múnich. Ahora, el año pasado, precisamente Rayados de Monterrey perdió contra este equipo, el Ahly. Entonces, ¿ustedes tienen una presión extra por tener esta vara alta que superar? ¿O cuál es la presión que tiene Seattle Sounders para ya haber ganado la CONCACAF Champions League y ahora enfrentar el Mundial de Clubes? Gracias.
Sí, pues siendo el primer equipo de la MLS entrando a este torneo, creo que van a poner presión en nosotros y en la manera en que nosotros respondemos a eso va a ser muy, muy importante, y yo creo que la presión viene de afuera, pero nosotros aquí adentro no nos estamos dando presión. Vamos a jugar el fútbol que ya sabemos y enfrentar a estos equipos que sí son buenos. Es como tú dijiste, ya es una comparación de ligas globales, pero aquí solo somos otro equipo que estamos enfrentando en este torneo para ojalá llegar a la meta que nosotros queremos, es ganar cada juego que enfrentamos. Y ya nos viene uno el sábado contra este equipo que es muy bien, muy, muy bueno, tiene mucho talento, pero vamos a aprovechar la oportunidad de ir a jugar fútbol bueno y ganar el partido.
Bob, go ahead when you're ready.
Yep, the question. We always tend to compare leagues, and in this case, MLS and Liga MX. Now the comparison might even be on the field itself. From the Liga MX, there are teams like Tigres that reached the final, in that case versus Bayern. There's also the Rays Monterrey that last year lost to this very team, Ahly. With all that, is that pressure for this team to go further after having won the CONCACAF? The answer, yes, being the first MLS team in this tournament, certainly there will be pressures imposed on us. The way that we respond to that, it's the most important part. The pressure is certainly coming from outside, not from this group, not from inside. We know that we can play our game, what we know, and handle that pressure. So it will be very important there will be comparison of the leagues, but here we are a team that is playing a match and we'll try to achieve our goals, which is to win each match that we play. We are set to play this team on Saturday. It's a very good team with lots of good talent, but we'll try to make the best out of this opportunity and try to play a good match.
Thanks as always, Bob. Okay, last question. We'll go to Nico and to Nico. Please go ahead.
How's it going, guys? So my question is, playing against these international teams in Spain and eventually in Morocco, how do you guys think this will change the team's style of attacking and defending domestically?
Well, I don't think really like playing an international or a different squad will be like, you know, we'll find something else out that we now will bring back home like a secret weapon. I think in preseason, you know, we've tried to analyze what maybe our shortcomings were last year and some of the things we wanted to change or get better at. And that's what we worked on in preseason, you know, and we're going to try to obviously implement those things against these teams here in this tournament, like Ahly. And, you know, whether it comes to fruition or not, these are some of the things that we kind of marked from last year to improve on, and we're going to try to find ways to get better at and implement those things that we worked on in preseason when we come back to the MLS as well. So, you know, it'd be really nice if we find some you know, some answers in these next games, or some new things even that really work out for us that we can analyze. We have a top team that obviously looks at stats for us and videos and stuff, and you're always wanting to improve. But that's the plan for now, right? We've looked at last year, we've analyzed last year, we're trying to improve, and we're going to try to implement all that.